It's 1:50 where you are. Where are you? So, well, good afternoon then. Good afternoon then. Shoot, that's all you had to say. It's the afternoon. I'm gonna get this angle back right one day. Of course, I left my glasses. Give me a second, y'all. Oh, knew it was something I was forgetting. I had to bring my sword in here. Oh, excuse moi. I'm gonna send out some books later on today. Something I have to do. I've been trying to limit my time on these iPads and computers. I even started watching the TV because it's really not so close to my eyes. Hey y'all, good morning. How y'all feel about not being able to see the books behind me over here? How do y'all feel about that? I'm gonna let y'all see the books in just a minute. But how's it feel now? They can see them over here and y'all can't see them over here. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. How did y'all sleep? Did y'all sleep good? Everybody sleep good? Yes. Did y'all? Good morning and afternoon. Let me see who all over here. Good morning, Danielle, Shaniqua, Keish, Aisha, Ro. Why is it not letting me see? This thing be tripping. Tiff, One Love. Good morning, everybody. Afternoon. Still awake 48 hours. You seeing demons? Oh, you need to go through your house and see what's in here. Just go to your house and see what's in here. In there. In here. In there. How do I get this off? Hold on. Effects. That's it. Yes. No. There we go. Now we got the classroom. Now we got it. I slept good too. I put some of that lavender oil on last night, and I was gonna leave this house, but I don't want to. It's cold, and I don't feel like it. I don't want to, and that's the cool thing about not having no little kids or no husband. I gotta run for it. I can just not go. Hello, just woke up 5 minutes ago. That part. I've been up, but I just was like listening to music. I wrote in my journal. Just looked around in my house. Just normal stuff. Ugh, this is not be right now. The lighting is different. I done moved everything around is the issue several times. Hold on. And y'all know I be trying not to break stuff. There we go. I think that's better. Yeah, because now they're level. Okay. Turn it this way just a little bit. Okay. Yes. Yes. That's it. I don't know why that's shining back there all the way on that. It's weird. When did that get there? Sorry, y'all. Y'all know y'all be sending me stuff, so I be having to move stuff around. They be casting lights and all kind of stuff. Maybe if I scoot this way just a little bit more. Okay. I think we in there. Boom. That's what it is. I just have to get everything back right, because what the heck? Okay. I think this is it. I ain't got no camera people and all of that. So you're going to deal with what you're going to deal with over here. There we go. That's better. So y'all niece just called me and she's like, yeah, mom, I told my boss about your sword. I told him I was going to call you so he could see it. It's already making waves, even in the communities of people that don't watch us. I'm sure he's gonna go buy one. I'm sure he's gonna go buy one. I'm pretty sure of it. He's gonna go buy one, which is good. You should do it. Who else put one in their cart? Like, I might get it. I don't know. Anybody else want to buy a sword now? Would you like to see her? She's beautiful. I have to shine her up. You see it? I still haven't come up with her name for her yet. It hasn't come to me. I'm just gonna wait. My petty self, whenever I get married, y'all, come on, sir. I dub thee my husband. You hear me? I dub thee my husband. And do. Don't make me thrash you and or smite thee with the same sword. You hear me? Yes. It's gonna be so great. I'm gonna have my maiden outfit on and everything. Yes, Auntie Lucille and Danielle, I am. This is like one of the coolest things I think I've ever. Of course, Kadeem, I don't shop anywhere else. Where can I go? Yes. Don't look at the detail in this bad baby. That is the coolest thing, and it's real steel. All of it. It's cold to the touch and everything. You said, "Oh no." I still ain't came up with a name. It ain't came to me yet. I'll think about it here shortly. Normally they just roll off, but this is a little different. Now the one thing I'm sad about is I think it's nicked, and I'm gonna hope they didn't send me a nicked sword. I'm gonna hope this is some kind of like plastic or something, because if not, I'll be sending them a picture of this. Because that I don't like. It's already got a nick on it. It's brand new. I'm excited about it. Very, very. I see how people could just have a house full of all kinds of things that have absolutely nothing to do with anything. Listen, what happened? Sword of the Holy Spirit, it is. I already got my armor and everything. I just don't feel like putting it on. I got my armor. It'll be out shortly one day. So you said clink clink and there's a sword. Oh, you didn't know? Yeah. Listen here. Good morning, Punky. Listen, if I don't encourage you to do the stuff you really be want to do, but you be worried about folks like thinking like crazy, then you're in the wrong place. Because if y'all have not seen just yet, I I'm gonna do what make me happy. Who's starting to learn to do that more? Anybody? Since you've been over here, you feel like you do what makes you happy. Not hurting nobody, not nothing to hurt nobody, but if it's coloring or whatever it is that makes your toes wiggle, you do it. Cooking stuff that ain't nobody had ever heard of, or yeah, and it's a more peaceful life, right? It's a more peaceful life when you do things because you like them and not because they're viral. Hi, you hear me? When you do things that are they make you like think or yeah, yeah. And I think that we're so used to being entertained that we don't like being in our own mind a lot of time unless it's negative. That's something I'm seeing. You know, people would rather like pay attention to another person's life than really deal with their own. And I hope that when you come over here, you realize that yes, we get entertainment, yes, we laugh until we piddle and all of that, but one of the main things that we do is get in our minds and make sure that it's working the way that it needs to so that we don't have forms of mental illness. Right? Who believes that we work on mental illness over here? And can you see it? Do you actually see it? Not just in yourself, but in the community members around you too. Because y'all spend enough time with each other. Y'all have heard the same testimonies I have. Y'all have seen the same um, messages, and y'all see it just like me. Oh, thank you, Kadeem. Every day teach. I see it in everyone. Every day I join in. Come on, Monk. And that's to be honest with y'all, sometimes that's difficult to maintain. Who knows that? Because I have to be willing to go ahead and chop somebody in the throat real quick to make sure that they understand that we don't have that over here. And sometimes it makes me feel like I'm being mean a lot, and I don't like being mean. But I don't want chaos around me nowhere. I don't want arguing, bickering, fighting. Like, I had enough of that. And I hope and pray. Well, thank you, Miss Anna. I'm saying, like, you got to maintain order in certain places in order for people to know that we don't attack people. We don't, we're not here to offend you or anything. If you're offended, we ask that you not be here. If you just don't like what we do, don't spend your time coming here, because the only thing that we want to do is encourage other people. The only thing that we want to do is let other people know that it is draining when you have to chastise grown folks. It's ridiculous. It is a waste of energy and time. You hear me? Thank you. But I just be saying, like, I want people to know you don't got to come here and get attacked. You don't have to have an attitude every time somebody, like, I know that that is our culture right now. People literally get on here and battle, arguing, saying horrible things, and this is getting people money. Like, I don't want that. When you come over here, I want you to be able to woosah. Even if you don't participate, even if you don't got a book, but hopefully you leave here every day with something that you value. Whether that be a peaceful place, a place where you can see other people telling testimonies that you get to live vicariously through them, and maybe you're not bold enough to tell it, but you get to see somebody else saying it. So then that takes a lot off your shoulders too, because at that moment you realize you're not the only one. Right. In the society we live in, it's easy to be mean, it's easy to be nasty, it's easy to attack, it's easy to assume, it's easy to do all of that. But what is not easy is to take time to look at why that person is attacking you, or understanding why they don't understand. Like, that takes more effort and it is not as abrasive. Okay. This is a no judgment zone, happy place. I love it here. Come on now. And sometimes, I'll be going a little wild, but I'm human. Just like last night, I got on and folks was like, "What's wrong?" Nothing is wrong. I just don't want to. At that moment in my life, if you was here for my little class that I was on here, it wasn't a class. I was just playing my game, talking crazy, which felt good. I'm gonna go do that today too. But with that, I try to, even in that. So let's talk about that. I try to create a no judgment zone, and people immediately come in here and judge me, and they don't even know we don't have a judgment zone here. God is going to deal with each and every individual the way that He will. It don't have nothing to do with us. What we want to do is help you foster a new relationship with Christ that don't look like church. It's something you do even when can't nobody see you. We're not worried about how you present yourself to people. We're worried about how you really are. That's a big thing for us. We don't do fake over here. So if you're not ready to expose yourself, you said I'm intimidating. I try not to be. I try not to be. And that's why I don't get on here and get dressed up. That's why I don't, well, sometimes I pops out because I'm human. But for the most part, I get on here looking pretty crazy. Natural face. I might put my eyebrows and some lashes on. I am very direct. That's the hardest part to unlearn people from church. Yeah. Because I don't want nobody to feel like they can't be themselves around me. And the only way for people to be able to be themselves around me is if I'm myself. You only deal with a lot of fake people. Yeah. But to people that don't want to change, I am queen. To people that don't want to change, I'm confrontational. To people that don't want to change, I'm a lot of ugly things. And it's just because they want to stay the way that they are, and that ain't how it work around me. And it's always been like that. Even as a kid, I couldn't be around dumb stuff like this is stupid. Like I'm about to go. Like I got something else better to do with my time, and I was young. I'm talking about 11, 12, 13, 14. Like, nah, this is not smart. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna head out. You heard me. But I do also want y'all to understand that sometimes I don't have the energy to argue with people. Sometimes I don't. I'm gonna be honest. Like last night when I was playing my game, who want to hear what I was feeling in real life? Can I be just transparent with y'all? Y'all want to hear my transparency moment real quick? When I was playing my game, I didn't want to do nothing for nobody else. I was having a very selfish moment where I don't want to give no advice. I don't want to teach nothing. I don't want to do nothing in this moment right here. I don't want to do nothing for nobody. Cause every day, as soon as my eyes open to the time I go to sleep and even in my dreams, every single thing that I do is for other people. And I'm not saying it like, oh, whatever. I'm just saying it like when people come on here and they say crazy stuff like, are you the person that's, yes, because I'm human. And sometimes I don't feel like it. And I'm not being ugly or nothing. Sometimes I don't want to, just like y'all don't want to. Don't nobody on here work 24 hours a day. If somebody come asking you about your job on your day off, you're not even going to answer the phone. If your job call you on your day off, you're not answering. Once you get off, you ain't worried about what's going on at Amazon or the grocery store or the office. You're not checking your emails at 7 o'clock at night and you got off at 3. Exactly. And I'm not on call 24 hours a day. I'm not always going to be the teacher, the dean. Sometimes I'm the DJ. Sometimes I just want to get on here and see what y'all doing. And people will try to make it class. No, I just said I don't want to do that. Just like if your kids ask you to do something you don't want to do it, be respectful. Some people don't care about being fake in front of you. I'm not the same every day. My life has changed drastically to where I'm in a damn box. And it's only me in this box, but I still have to pull through sometimes and find energy that I absolutely don't have. Because there's not one person, not saying nothing to y'all, and I'm not talking about physical things like gifts. There's nobody that pours into my spirit. If I don't get it from God, 99.9% of the people that hit my phone, they want me to solve a problem for them in one way or another. I don't get to just have fun conversation because people use me as a slot machine. I'm gonna put this in here, I'm gonna say hello, and then I just need whatever you're gonna give me for today. Not thinking about how heavy that weight could be for me because there's absolutely not one person to pour into my spirit just to call to make me laugh or be like, nah, nigga, we ain't talking about that. Let me tell you what happened. But not no drama, just laugh, go eat, go whatever. And then I have to be very careful now because I don't even know if people already know who I am and they will play. And it has happened to me several times in the last 2 years. They'll act like they don't know who I am. So then I can't even trust people. Because people would tell me they never seen me before and then be like, nah, I'm going to go ahead and tell you I did. See, that's why I can't play with that because you're not honest. And I don't do dishonest people. So sometimes the person that is pouring into y'all life, physical things are amazing. Thank you, gifts, all of that. But sometimes they just need you to lift them up and just be like, damn, how is your day? You all right over there? You good? You sure? The people that pour into your life, whoever that is, it don't gotta be me. And I'm not frustrated. I'm just because people think because you're an influencer or you're in front of people all day. Look, I'm a real person. And if you cannot handle a person being real, you are not gonna like it here. Check on your strong folks. You hear me? If you expected me to be the dean 24 hours a day, you're gonna hate it here. If you expected me to be a perfect fake Christian, you really gonna hate it here. Because you're gonna get me however I am every day. I thank God for y'all because y'all keep me going. The fact that I get to come on here and be myself and play with swords and Thor hammers and just all the stuff we do, like these costumes sitting behind me, it gives my life purpose. I want you to understand that. My cheeks hurt from smiling and laughing, and that is what I do it for every day. Because I want your life to be changed when you interact with me and not for the negative. I pray that when y'all think about me, it'd be like, dang, man, yep, she said this was going to happen. God, thank you for letting me get the information early. It don't have nothing to do with me. But you know what? Thank you for sending somebody that cares enough to tell me, I know you don't like what I got to say to you, but it's going to help you. People shy away from that, but that's why we have so many depressed people. This is why we have people that be unalive in themselves a lot of times because the real things that they need to talk about and the real things that they need to release, they don't have safe places to do it. If somebody would have told me that our community would have evolved into what it is, I don't know if I would have believed it at that moment. In just under 2 years, we God has used us to affect the world in 2 years for real. Like everything we do here, the seed, people that are teachers and high schools and colleges and even taking seed to their corporate, I'm talking about big companies are using what we learned here. You all take the seeds that y'all get from here and y'all sow them into other people's lives. We would not be that successful if y'all didn't do that. Of course, God, He moves, but you have to be willing. You have to be willing to first search yourself because you understand if you don't clean up yourself, you can't clean nobody else. If you don't come to my house cleaned up in your house trifling, let's say it like that. Please don't come over here trying to help me clean up and baby, I can't see the floor in here. It's trash from 15 years ago. Okay? One of the things that we do here before we apply the word to anybody else, we apply it to ourselves. We check us first. And that's why everybody being here broke down. Crying. I got to go, CERCA, because see, it was just too much today. I'm gonna go on and lay down. I'm gonna go and take me a nap, go give me a little med break real quick. I got to have some coffee. Let me go run around the building or something, because she didn't hit me in the throat. I can't hardly breathe. But y'all better because of it. Your sacrifice, your obedience, not to me, not to no organization, to the Almighty Creator, whatever it is that you know Him by. You said, I'm willing to let you change me. You said, you know what? I don't know if this lady crazy or not, but something she's saying be tickling in my ears in a good way. Because I definitely don't say what y'all want me to say. I'm gonna say what I want to say, and that's that. And people don't like that because they used to fake folks that's gonna be parents and repeat everything they heard at church. That ain't me. I like different food every day. Even though I had fried chicken yesterday, and I'm gonna fry that same chicken today. I used to be marinating my mayonnaise, my mustard and my pickle juice. I'm gonna try that up when I get off here, but for the most part, I don't want to eat the same thing every day. But I know that you all be tickled about stuff that we learn here. Y'all growing in more ways than one. And I'm proud of y'all, and I just be wanting to tell y'all sometimes I'm not okay. But I don't ever want to get on here and ruin nobody's day. But I want y'all to understand that I'm just gonna be a human being. I don't care about celebrity. I don't care about none of that. I'm gonna be honest, I don't. And that's why I haven't changed my life any. I still live. I still find the best deal. I still I ain't got that money and don't because I gave it all away. So I really don't be lying when I say that. With that, you hear me? I did not go and change my life drastically and start doing all this. I still do the same thing every day because in the end, it don't matter how much you have. It don't matter what people really think about you. It matters on did you do what God asked you to do, no matter what other people thought about it. I love and appreciate y'all too. Honestly, y'all changed my life in a lot of ways. More than y'all know. But I also, to my newbies, because you might have came in on a day that I was teaching heavily and it felt like church. And then you might have came back on Friday and I was throwing this thing in a circle on the side though. Y'all can't see me, but over here on the side, whenever I dance, I'm a dance on the side where can't nobody see me, but I'm human. But there are people's marriages that are stronger. They connected with their husbands and wives in a different level. There's a level of openness and honesty that maybe wasn't there before. So we don't just work on one area of your life. Like people is losing calories on Friday evenings from dancing for 4 hours, can't sit down, sweating. You heard me? People are laughing until they pee. So joy has come back in their life. You know, there's a lot of different things that happen over here every day. You hear me? And I know for a fact that you all are fostering that same growth in your communities, at your employment places, at your church, in your neighborhood, in your family, in your children, you know, and that is is massive, monumental, because God is moving in so many different ways. Whether it be sharing information, like you can go get some free food here. These people is giving out OTC cards. If you got Medicaid, you can get this extra money. Like, nope, this housing is doing this. Like, y'all share information. Y'all don't care about helping others. Y'all support every business that comes through here, gets help. As long as you ain't trying to put your business in my class while I'm teaching. You know what I'm saying? Like, sow a seed. Thanks. I don't charge nobody for promos or nothing. If you send me something, I'm gonna show people. If you got a business, that's what I do. I mean, you gave it to me for free, so why is I'm charging you? Here, y'all go mess with these folks. We just don't do shiesty business members over here, and we will report you to the Better Business Bureau and anybody else we need to. If you get to thinking that we just, because we ain't stupid now. We support as long as you write about your business. But you get to being on funny stuff, and we ain't messing with you. And ain't. So, not me. Our dad is doing it. Our dad is doing it. I can't take credit for nothing, but I do be wanting to pat y'all on the back because I am proud of y'all. Even though I never met a lot of y'all in person, like we spend a lot of time together. And to know that you all are working on yourselves every day. Like it ain't like you just going to church on Sunday and Tuesday and doing some fake prayer line on Thursdays. Like y'all work on this every single day. Even the days that y'all don't catch me live, y'all go back and watch the rewatch. You hear me? And share it and send it to people. And like, I already know who this is for. You know, and it ain't about us trying to get famous or nothing. We just know it be valuable information in these classes, and it don't just be me that be giving it because y'all come through and confirm stuff that we talk about. Y'all be like, nope, I just experienced this, or I'm experiencing it now, and then other people get to see people being vulnerable. And when you can be vulnerable, everything in your life can change. If you're willing to be vulnerable, oh my God, there's so many things that will change in your life so drastically, it's ridiculous. But you have to be willing to be vulnerable, open, willing to release and let go and to take in. It's a twofold process. But look at how much when y'all started to read the word, even on your own, to start getting your books and choosing to look into everything more deep, or deeper. Isn't that crazy how a lot of things fell off? Hey, baby. Ain't that crazy? How when you started to fill your life up with things that were valuable, it pushed the things that were not valuable out. You didn't even have to do it. It just happened. People stopped calling your phone with stupid stuff. Oh, I didn't say it wasn't no throat drops now. Now, don't get ahead of yourself, Brown Rose. Of course, there's some throat chops in here. This would not be our class if we didn't have them. It's going to be a throat chop every day. Oh, no. You don't ever get away without that. I wouldn't be myself if I didn't chop y'all in the throat at least once a day. What do you mean? You don't want me to do my job? Of course, I'm going to chop you in your throat. I actually enjoy it. Yeah. So, this was class announcements. This is about to break. I'm so sad. I'm gonna get my needle. I hear you, Toya, but I ain't listening to this one. I'm about to make that get right back on strong because I already know what this is. That can't do that. We need that to stay. You said, and the tomato follows and do. Annalise said, I'm throwing tomatoes all the way from South Africa. How you doing, sis? She said, and the tomatoes follow right up. But guess what I got for them tomatoes? See, you might not have seen it. We about to play vegetable ninja in here. You hear me? And yes. And yes. I got something for those maters, for the cabbages, for the whole plates of steak, and everything else. Into. So you said what now? You said you want to do what? You said you want to throw some maters at me. Well, that's fine. Mm-hmm. I'm going to have a nice salad by the end of this. Or finely minced tomatoes, whichever one, crushed or smashed or. There's. Excuse me. You said that's our Be Good blade, and is. And is. You said, oh, yes, I want one of those. Oh, Lord. Where Toya at? Toya husband. He said, oh, no. A black woman with a sword. He said, it's the black woman revolution. No, we just like medieval things. I'm going to have to practice with the sword. Name or act right. I'm going to find something. It'll come to me here in a minute. You said Theo got the Zenith Circle Warrior sword, and dude. And it was only the same that y'all be getting from y'all friends when they come over and tap dance. Never mind. $40. It was only $40. I was about to say something smart. Stop it, Circa. Not to say for the same price, you could get a real sword that'll actually protect you. Stop it. You can get a real sword. I mean, you get poked anyway. Might as well spend your 40 on something. I think it'd be a better deal. You can look at it every day at least. You said second Baruch. I'm just telling the truth. It'll really protect you better than the. No, that's a sword too. You can get poked with both of them, but at least that one really gonna do something. I'm gonna leave y'all alone. All right. We gonna get some humor in somewhere. Listen here, the kids at school. It's okay. Might not be time, Deja. That's all. The folks that know what I'm saying, they know exactly what I'm saying. You just leave it over. Just leave it, Nisa. Listen, now, let me tell you how I know our classes have power. Yeah, y'all see that? Everybody start talking about second Baruch. Everybody on this side and that side start talking about second Baruch. If that ain't the message that ever stuck in y'all head, okay, all right. You said I can't hang with y'all no more. All right, Pumpkin. Well, I'm gonna miss you, Queen. You hear me? That's my next tattoo. Don't get that. Second Baruch, they should be the new memory. Listen, I just need Baruch to let me be. Sir, I'm not talking to you right now. Wait a minute. Wait. You said no wonder why they took it out to 66. Ooh. Well, I don't know. I don't want you to get in trouble. I don't want to be a part of anything. I love you. Now wait a minute now. I ain't I got my own stuff. I love you and I would love for you to but if it's about to get me, listen. Okay, but can I ask y'all a question? Everybody making it like I'm doing too much, but is this not a reality? Did I make a false statement? I'm just saying. I mean, it's humor, but it's reality. I'm just saying. That's all. Well, you know I be joking, but it be based in some truth. Hmm. You said fine. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it was kind of, but in all reality, this is happening every moment of the day somewhere. You said definitely gotta laugh because I mean, this is true. I was just saying get something more valuable. You said okay, fine. Hold on, y'all. Who the knocking on my door? Hold on. Give me a second, y'all. Uh-uh. Let me get my phone. Hold on now. Somebody did lost their baby, but I ain't opening the door for no little kids. That's how niggas get robbed. Sorry, baby. Uh-uh. That just people don't knock on my door. My heart started beating fast. Like, let me get grandma. Hold on. Mm-mm. Uh-uh. I didn't even answer the door. And I can't see your head talking about me as Benjamin and somebody could be standing on the other side. Oh, I don't play that stuff. I did not even answer the door for the old hood trick. You hear me? I don't, mm-mm. It's me. You hear me? Who is me? Say the name too, but I can't see your head. You know how many people can imitate a kid's voice? And my neighbor just said they just stole his TV too. Off his porch, it was delivered like a 65-inch TV or something. I'm like, what? And my son sent me something, and I'm wondering if it was already delivered and they grabbed that too. I don't play that. I don't. Yeah, I don't play that. It's that time of the year, and it is. And y'all see, people don't knock on my door because people don't come to my house. So it startles me when I hear my doorbell. Don't nobody come to my house. It startles me when I hear somebody knocking on my door because I don't have visitors like that. I can see on my camera outside, but I saw this much of your head. This, just this. Uh-uh. You ain't tall enough to see in the camera. You're not here to visit me. You got the wrong house, baby. And I know now that spirits can, manifest themselves as children and stuff like that. Y'all remember I kept telling y'all I kept feeling like somebody was gonna be at my door, like trying to kick my door in for 3 days. I kept having that feeling, and one day I'm in here on live, and I walk out in the hallway. Her just got off live, walk out in the hallway, and this lady is trying to kick my door down. She was drunk or whatever, but I don't even know if she was a real person. Because when I went up to the office, nobody knew who she was. And she was cussing me out and everything. I was like, lady, you better get away from my door. You remember? So that didn't even have to really be a person. Right. And I know they transformed. We didn't see the little black eyed kids showing up on people's doorsteps. Right? Ain't y'all seen them online? The little black eyed kids showing up at people's door and they like, nah, this ain't no kid. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And come up to cars and stuff too. Yeah, you gotta. I mean, the Bible says you never know when you entertain an angel. It didn't say what form the angel was gonna come in. And if y'all remember what we was reading yesterday, that was it. Y'all see how many times Lucifer changed himself, and then who all was changed because he kept flip flopping. He was tearing up everybody's life. You hear me? My son gets mad when I don't answer the door for people. I said, Nathan, I'm not expecting anyone. That's right. And tell him you can't. Yeah. Listen. He turned into the messenger. Come on, he turned into an angel, right? He was an angel, a snake. He was so many different things. And he's still flip flopping now. He's been a dog. Remember in the he's been a dog. He was a dog, and what? Did he bite Jesus or was he made my life pure hell for so long? Come on now. In the book of Adam and Eve, he was a dog. He he went from a dog to a lady. Then he went from a lady to a man. Yeah, remember? He just kept flipping bodies. That's how he came to you in your dreams. Now, let's even talk about that. Somebody said omen. Perfect. Now look at this. Y'all ready? Who ready? How many people didn't watch the omen? Whichever one. With Damien. How many people? Okay. Okay. Ain't it always a Rottweiler or a black dog? Before something getting ready to happen, it's always a Rottweiler or a black dog. Now, we just thought that was from the movie, but now that you've read the book of Adam, I mean, not the book of Adam and Eve, but the infancy of Jesus Christ, ain't it crazy that he changed himself into a black dog? He literally, if I'm not mistaken, said black dog. And if it didn't, it said he changed himself into a dog. But I think it said black dog. Now, had we have never read that, it wouldn't make. Well, that's what they put in the scary movies. They always put a black dog in there. But now we know why that black dog is so significant in all of the scary movies. Because Lucifer, when Jesus was walking the earth and only 5 or 6 years old, transformed into a black dog or a dog and ran away from him and then transformed into something else. Yes, like Bones with Snoop. In Omen or in all the scary movies, we just thought, oh, okay, the black dog, right? But the reason that's so significant is because Lucifer transformed himself into a black dog and tried to attack God in the flesh. Yep, it was in the never ending. It was a wolf, but the wolf is still like, considered the dog like being. Thank you so much, Digital. I appreciate that. You heard me. So prior to us, we probably never put that spiritual, just like in Good Omens on Prime. And of Christ, which was a kid, had a hellhound disguised as a regular dog to protect him. And in Thor, what was we just watching? What's it called? Oh Lord, Ragnarok. Remember? Oh, because remember Thor killed a dog. It was a hellhound that was masked as a regular dog. It's in the infancy of Jesus Christ. The infancy of Jesus Christ. Drake's son's drawing. I've been singing that. I said that's either a goat or a black dog, and not the kind of goat. I've seen kids draw monsters. I have pictures of monsters that kids have drawn. I always ask them what they see in a room at night. Did you, some of y'all ask y'all kids that and give them the markers? Huh? Did y'all do that exercise with your kids? Okay. You remember we talked about y'all giving them pen and paper, just kind of you get your coloring book out and ask them what they see and to draw what they see under their bed and in the closet and have them explain it to you. Don't laugh at it. You can even do this with your teenagers. Hmm. You get your crayons and your coloring books here, as much whatever paint, whatever finger paint. It's still not too late. You might learn something. Maybe they do see something in their room. I do. My kids is grown, and my son drew a scary, scary monster when he was grown. He said, "Mom, this is what I be seeing." Good morning, Mr. Odell, or afternoon. Do you think my 3-year-old will be able to do? Yes, this is when I started. See, this is the thing. Yes, you say, do you be? Yes, say, what do you see? Girl, they was this old. Yes, they do understand. I've done this with kids as young as 2. And one baby used to pull me through the house. He could barely talk. He was only like 20 months. He said, "Oh, Titi, scared, scared." I said, first of all, why didn't you go tell your mama? Why do kids always want to come? I ain't even asked you if you scared. And he started taking me to his brother's toys, the Beyblades. He pointed out every single piece of those Beyblades and would say, "Titi, I'm scared." He could barely talk good. Took me to all, he used to tell me, to all, listen, yep. When I was young, I would see a man in a yellow raincoat and a hat in the closet, and I used to see him in the black coat and a hat, and he wouldn't be in the closet. He'd be right there, scratching me up on my back, and be across the street. Like the book, The Gates of Hell. Exactly. Did y'all finish? Who finished that book? Did y'all finish the book, The Gates of Hell? That's a very good book. Now, and just think, CERCA was reading all this stuff when she was 14 and 15. Right before I had my kids, God had me reading all this stuff. Ronnie's been saying scary monsters, and he sees chicken bones in his dream. His dad's mama is a witch. Oh, you definitely need to pray over your baby at night. You need to do the. Remember, I told you I used to pray over my kids' beds. I would touch their 4 posts with oil, and I taught them the prayer. Me and my kids used to say when they was little was, get it together. Dang, it's been a while. Basically, it was, Lord, we ask for your beloved peaceful sleep. We ask that you encamp angels around our beds, at our windows, and at our doors. That's what in Jesus' name we pray, amen, right? Because they had to be thankful for whatever before. But that was the main part of my kids. I'm talking about up until I moved away. They probably still pray that prayer right now. But we ask God to encamp angels at their windows, at their doors, and at their beds, and ask for a beloved peaceful sleep. That was our prayer when they went to bed. And where do most kids see spirits at? Under their bed, in the windows, and in the doorways. Right? So you covered all 3 of those in that prayer. And so God, I need you to encamp angels on the outside of my window and the inside, in every doorway, and where this bed is. This is the prayer my kids prayed. So we didn't have a lot of night terrors. You hear me? We did not have a lot of. Now, before we started praying this prayer, yes. But after we prayed this prayer, we did not have a lot of waking up in the middle of the night. Everybody slept soundly. It was good. How do I teach Jesus to them, just like I'm telling, oh, my kids, listen. I started teaching them, talking about God to them as soon as they came out the womb. When I was nursing them, I talked to them about their whole life. We did. God is good. God is great. Let us thank him for this food in Jesus' name. Amen. Then when they got older, it was for the nourishment of our body. Like, it's just always been, I never did not. Even when I was in the club and everything, you still gonna get this. And I believe my kids. Like, okay, so look, this is the thing, y'all. I grew up in church. And there were so many parents around that did not listen to their kids, and their kids would be telling the truth, and they always want to tell their kids they making up stuff. No, your child is being supernaturally attacked. And so then when them spirits finally break them all the way down and they go ahead and inhabit their body, then you don't even know who your kid is. Like, this is the thing. Because nobody believed me. I used to get whoopings for having all these scratches all over my body. Well, I didn't do that. I would wake up under my bed not even knowing how I got there, with no clothes on. And I'm 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, and nobody then came in my room. Wasn't no weird stuff. It was a lot of spiritual things that I used to feel my body being yanked, and I would wake up and it would be nobody there. This is why I used to sleep I used to sleep like a burrito. I used to sleep like a burrito because I would wake up and spirits would be on the side of my bed. Used to be all kind of stuff going on. And now that I know what I'm doing, what God was gonna have me to do, I understand why I was tormented by spirits as a young person. But also, here we go. The demons that possess your body get to torment your children. Do you hear me? The demons that possess you, that you won't, when you don't let go of bitterness and all that stuff, they bring friends with them. So the bitterness might not be attacking your child, but the friend that bitterness brought with them might be. That could be the spirit of unaliving yourself, the spirit of depression, the spirit of this, the spirit of that. So when you allow demons to possess you, then they get free for all on your kids. And so when you go to sleep, them spirits will walk right on out your room and be in there torturing your babies. Oh my God, something has been pulling at my leg in my sleep to the point where it wakes me up in real life. In real life. This is why I had to get up, and my kids will anoint every door in the house because it be a lot of stuff going on. But you can't teach your kids to fight against the spirit if you don't talk to them about it. My husband don't believe it. It happened to him. Oh, I know. If we get delivered from that, can they still do this to the kids? You got to close the portals in the spirit in your house. See, okay, let me say this. It's people that ask me why I have certain books in my house. Because I do have books that contain magic in my house. But me, have been training for this a long time. I do not use magic. I have to show y'all where the magic is. Right? Because a lot of people don't even know that there are shows, there is things, there's all this stuff, clothing that you have. So many people got rid of stuff when they first came over here. It was ridiculous. Wow, that's crazy. It happened to me as a kid. I always be wrapped up and had to lay. Yep. That. And I had already been baptized. I got baptized when I was 5. But I was started seeing spirits and being tormented by spirits before. Spirits been trying to kill me like since I got here. And now I know why, but I didn't understand go up to 11 years old, 12 years old, sometimes even at 20. I didn't get it, but I understand now. He had to try to get rid of me, just like the Hebrew boys, Hebrew girls, trying to get rid of me before I could ever get to what God was going to have me do. Oh my God, the books that are available to our children in school. Right, exactly. Because they're giving your babies. Okay, let's talk about it. And we do this a lot, but I think it's important. Um, because Satan, he got the parents. You know, he got the parents. It's more, but I don't feel like pulling all them books out. Hit bottom in an abusive marriage now, hearing women whispering to me at night, not sure what they say. You anoint your ears, Carrie. Tormenting spirits that want you to not think to keep thinking about it. That used to happen to somebody I know. She might be in here, but someone I know closely used to wake up very irritated every morning, and God showed me in the spirit that it would be a demon. As soon as she was getting, like, as soon as she started starting to wake up, the demon would start speaking things in her ears. Okay? So I told her, I said, God told me to tell you to anoint your bed and then anoint on the floor. Just take your hands like on the bottom of the wood of your bed. And that night she couldn't sleep because she said she felt like it was something at the door staring at her mad because it couldn't get close to her. She couldn't see it, but she could feel it. Okay? Do y'all know from that day forward she did not wake up angry anymore? And it's almost been 3 years. When I say this young lady used to wake up on 100, driving crazy to work, 110, just smashing, boom, angry all the time. And now, nothing. You hear me? Yes, you can do it for a friend. I had a buddy of mine when I was in the club, when I first started at the club and I had left, went back to church. But one of my friend's sisters called me and they was like, we are, because they was raised Kojic, whatever. So we all pretty much believe the same thing. So they had called me and they was like, we need you to come over. And mind you, I'm only like 21. They like, we need you to come over here and anoint her room because we keep seeing a spirit like trapping her. Or no, they was like, something is going on with her. I had a dream that it was a being that was holding her down in her room and like she couldn't get out. Like every time she would get to the window, it would snatch her back. And every time, and she had a calling on her life, right? Well, she was in a whole bunch of different stuff. You know what I'm saying? She was kind of just moving real fast and stuff like that. So I went over to her house, and while she was gone, I went in there and anointed this girl. Her sisters called me and asked me to do this. Anoint her room. She broke up with her girlfriend like the next day. It was just like all of this stuff, and then I ended up running into her in Walmart later on, and she was like, thank you. I just pray over it, and whatever words God have me say come to my mind, I just pray that. You hear me? But it was crazy because, listen, came and said thank you, and I was like, how did you know? She said my sisters told me later what you had did, and she was like, you don't even know. Like, I know the devil. Like, I knew that spirit was in my room. And it was trapping her in different situations in her physical life, but the spirit was in her room. My dog growls at something in my house. She sees it, but I cannot. Yep. And all you gotta do is ask God to reveal to you what it is. It could be a painting. It could be a lot of stuff. Now, somebody said something about our kids, right? And because parents don't pay attention, and we just be living life. Mm-mm-mm. This book right here is supposed to be for children. The outside looks like this. This is the front of this book. So if your baby brought this home, you would not think anything of it. Okay? This is at your kindergarten, first grade, second grade, all the way up to eighth grade. This is in a schools right now. Okay? You saw that, you would think, oh, it's they gonna make paper hats and whatnot. But just understand, this is what I was looking for the other day. Thank you, Dad. Yep. Okay. This is a Thor hammer, a toy. Right? Thor hammer is a toy. But there's an inscription on there. And you would just think, oh, it's a part of the thing. You see that? You see that? You wouldn't even think nothing of it because it's foam, it's for the kids. Well, actually, it's Celtic writing and it spells out something. But if you don't know to pay attention and just think that that's a toy, and the kid is going to take a picture with their lovely iPhone that y'all bought them, and it's going to transcribe it. You don't know what it say. But they will. Now, this is this book, right? This is this book. Because the book mentions, and she's in the first grade. And it tells them how to call a fury to your house. Create a charming outdoor pavilion for the furies, because we know fairies are really furies, that live in your garden or backyard. The demons that you're calling, and it tells them exactly what to do and what flowers and how to do it. And then you're going to start seeing mushrooms pop up around your house. Okay? Now, this is for kids. They tell you how to cut it, trim the smaller. They telling you the steps. A good host provides a few extra acorn caps for cups, a piece of soft moss for a bed, and a small stack. They telling your baby to build an altar right in the back for the demons, for the furies to come and start playing around. Let's see what else they tell them about. Fairy circles. How to make that in your yard. Spiritual warfare. Oh, just wait. What else do they tell them about? Mandrakes. Anybody ever seen Harry Potter? And these magical mandrakes are mentioned in your Bible. That's how Rebecca got pregnant, or with that Rachel, one of them. Okay, they teach them about herbalists. Many travelers claim they saw a giant tree in the site of Sodom and Gomorrah, the cities written about in the Bible. The residents were destroyed by God for their sinful ways. The huge tree bore apples of Sodom, which would turn to smoke and ashes in the hand of anyone that picked them, a reminder of God's lasting judgment. Really? Now, why would a book about wizardcraft be talking about that? Tell me. And why would they be telling this to my 5-year-old? Shrunken mandrake heads. And they clearly told us that that mango was not a person, but yet they teaching our 5-year-olds how to make them and hang them in their room. Hello. Hmm. We ain't done yet. Why would they be teaching my kid alchemy? And I know that the fallen angels taught alchemy. And they're teaching my 5-year-old or 12-year-old the art of alchemy. Don't they got a movie just came out about this? Right here. Ain't it a movie coming out right here about this right here? It's called that, ain't it? Or it already came out on Disney? Hmm. Wonder why. Okay. Great alchemists of the past. And what were they talking about? What were they changing? Creatures. Now, where do I know these symbols from? My magic book. I know these symbols because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they're hidden on all the pages in all of our mythology, in all of our mythology books. Ah, yep, there it is. Okay. Now these two books are not even by the same publisher, author, anything, right? So let's take a look at this. What do we? Let me turn this light on so y'all can see. And we ain't did this one yet. Okay. So you see this shape here? These shapes right there. Those are. I just showed y'all what those are, right? Those are alchemy symbols right here in these little blue boxes, right? Now this is a completely different book. This isn't the little black book right here, but guess what? They showing the same symbols. Y'all see it? Right here. Y'all see it? Okay, these are two different books. But the symbols they putting in them is real and will transform some stuff. It's real magic. Guess what they teaching your baby about? After they teach them the alchemic symbols, they're teaching them about familiars. Every wizard will benefit from having a pet familiar known as a familiar. They're the wizard's true friends, and whether ordinary animals or magical ones can teach him a great deal. Typical familiars associated with the Western wizards includes cats, dogs, owls, toads, hedgehogs, and on rare occasions, helpful pigs. Now, I believe Disney has movies about all of these animals that I just named. You said crazy how I've been walking around my entire life with eyes wide shut, even though they was open. Now, so this book is not written by the same person, so we'll go over here. And this is talking about changing animals into whatever, but can I? What is a poltergeist? Who threw that? Windows, doors, and drawers open and shut themselves. Lights turn on and off, and bad smells and loud noises Erupt for no reason. Hmm. This a different book. These is two different kid books. But this is talking about a wizard's familiars, and this one is too. Wizards familiars, familiars. The giant rat of Sumatra, poison toads, and other unsuitable wizards familiars. For a 5-year old? For an 8-year old? You think it's okay? Elves, pixies, brownies, goblins, gnomes, and leprechauns and dwarves, and even ugly trolls are all magical beings that own that only the most gifted of humans can see. Like kids, though most of them are little people, some of the human sized and others are giants. Really, like babies. It's a monster in my room. Well, I don't see anything, honey, but mommy, I'm telling you, it's a monster. Disney's always gives a princess an animal, a familiar that does their bidding. Honey, go get me something out of the. Go get the coat off of the. It be birds, and they always right there with them. They trick them, don't they? Good magic. They even tell your baby how to grow the herbs. Seeds packets. Mommy, I need some angelica, common thyme, dill, garlic, lesser periwinkle, marigold, moonflower, rosemary, rue, St. John's wort, sweet marjoram, thistle, and verbena. Yes, my son is always hearing me call his name, but I don't be calling him. Yeah, and do. In 8100 to 400, there lived a king extraordinary, and an extraordinary wizard named King Solomon. There were so many stories about his wisdom and power. He possessed a magic ring with which he commanded spirits called the jinn to do his bidding. The ring I described here is a beauty, but it has fairly low wattage, which makes it suitable for novice wizards and sorcerers. But who can tell? Try commanding your younger brother to do your Saturday chores. If that works, the ring may be more powerful than I remember. Now let me see if that's a fairy tale. Let's look and see. I'm gonna get my book one. Go to the books of the Bible. The Lord of the Rings is Solomon. That's where they got it from. I keep telling y'all when y'all watch all of these movies, you ain't watching nothing but the Bible. And folks be like, whatever. But I'm about to show you. Let me show you the book first. This is the book. The books they took out of the Bible. See how thick that is? This is how much you're missing just in one book. We know that, right? We know this. Okay. Now look here. Second to the last book in here says the Testament of Solomon. Testament of Solomon, son of David, who reigned in Jerusalem and subdued all the spirits of the air, of the earth, and under the earth. And through them he also accomplished the magnificent works of the temple. So they still can't move them blocks. This tells what their authorities are against men and by what angels those demons are thwarted. Well, we don't have to thwart angels anymore because when Jesus came, he did away with that. Before, that's why they had to do the ritualistic, what's the names, because the ultimate lamb had not been slain yet. Now, who did we just say the spirits be attacking? Who is these books for? Who is these books for? And see how they make it look all kiddie-ish and you wouldn't think nothing? You would not think nothing. You think, oh, that's a cool book. Let me see. Kids. Now let's see what happened here. It says, when the temple of the city of Jerusalem was being built and the artisans were working on it, Orneus, the demon, came as the sun was setting and took half of the wages and provisions of the master workman's little boy. Also, each day the demon was sucking the thumb of the boy's right hand. And you know what's so crazy? People that are on drugs always say, I can't get this monkey off my back. Or it's sucking the life out of me, this addiction. Right? Ain't that what they say? There's something sitting on my back and it keeps calling me out even when I don't want to go. Okay, just listen. All right. Okay. So it says, also each day the demon was sucking the thumb of the boy's right hand. Now, if anybody has seen The Exorcist or any of those movies, it always shows that once the demon attaches to the person, their face start to be sunk in. They start to look spooky and scary, like they just like waste away. A lot of times that happens with drug addiction too. Their skin becomes like picked and cut up and all of that, right or no? Like a parasite is living on them, right? Right or no? Right? Okay, so look. My nephew tells his mom he sees a monster in his room. She's afraid of those things, so she shrugs it off. That baby, and do you got to do it now because that is how possession happens. The same spirit that will torment the baby when they finally just give up will inhabit that child, and then it'll be a torment for their parent. That's the problem. That's why you can't ignore your kids because that spirit is trying to wear them down so that they can possess them. Okay. Now here we go. Look at this. Kids, right? It says, but I, Solomon, interrogated the boy one day and said to him, have I not loved you more than all the artisans working on the temple of God? And have I not been paying you double wages and provisions? Why then are you growing thinner every day? And the boy said he had to say this word right here because nobody was believing him, just like now. The boy said, I beg you. If you got to beg somebody, that means you don't believe nobody going to believe you. I beg you, King, listen to what is happening to me. After we are dismissed from work on the temple of God, and when the sun is set, I am resting, and an evil spirit at night, and an evil spirit comes and makes off with half my pay and half my provisions. And he also grabs my right hand and sucks my thumb. You can see that when my soul is in distress, my body goes thinner every day. This is a little boy. And nobody believes their kids when they be saying it's a monster, trying to scratch them and bite them and all of this stuff. But even in Solomon's days, Solomon said, wait a minute, hold on. Is this true, God? Oh, you just don't want to go to bed. No, there's a monster in your kid's room. When you just see your kids start to withdraw, if your kid try to tell you they don't feel right, don't just say, oh, it's not because you're just getting your way. Ask them why. So then, boom, what happened? Through the archangel Michael, the Lord grants Solomon the magical ring, which gives Solomon power over the demons, the first Lord of the Rings. Boom. When I, Solomon, heard these things, I went into the temple of God, praising him day and night, and begged with all my soul that the demon might be delivered into my hands, that I might have authority over him. Then it happened that while I was praying to the God of heaven and earth, there was granted to me from the Lord Sabbath, through the archangel Michael, a ring which had a seal engraved on precious stone. He said to me, Solomon, son of David, take the gift which the Lord God, the highest Sabbath, has sent you, and with it you shall imprison all the demons, both female and male. With their help you shall build Jerusalem when you bear the seal of God. What book is this? I need it for my family. Hold on and I'll show you. And guess what else is here in here? It's a 2-book set. $51 on Amazon right now. This is, yep, older people be seeing spirits and stuff when they be talking to people, yeah. And they be tormented in their sleep and stuff, yeah. Now look, also in here, we can read it. Y'all want to read it? Let me go to the restroom. Just for those of you that got the book, y'all know book 1. We'll just go through here because it's really good. It is. I'm hungry. I need to figure out what I'm eating. Hold on. Let me go get my yogurt. Give me a second. Y'all know where the Testament of Solomon is? All right. I'll just grab some crackers. I'm about to read this with y'all, and I'm gonna get off and go eat. What's wrong? These 2 books was evidence. Yeah. And the sad part about it is, parents ain't doing no investigating to see if it's real or not. As long as it look like a cartoon, they swear up and down it's a cartoon. And you don't know your kid be at school reading whole magic books about how to call familiars to the house. All kinds of stuff. Drawing symbols. Thank you. You hear me? And it's right. And I mean, they start them young. This isn't. We got kindergarten teachers and stuff in here, and they be like, "Yep, these books is in our library right now." Several have come in here. They're in junior high schools. All these books, this whole series right here, they bring to the Scholastic Fair every time they come. And it's real magic in these books as well. Like pretty much all the information in these books is true. I'm sorry to hear that, Miss Empress. Definitely sorry to hear that. Yeah. Yep. And so then you wonder why your kid be on some other stuff. That's why. And because the devil know we sleep, he know we ain't paying no attention. We they got it at school. It can't be that bad. Bull. What that baby said? Bull. You hear me? It can be very bad, actually. Hmm. So let's look at what they took out of the Bible. For those of you that know, we didn't did this class 1,000 times, but for those of you that are new, okay, let me say, who's new here and you still go to church and you've only been used to reading the 66 books of the Bible? If you read any like literature as far as uh religious texts, okay. Only reason I ask is because after I finish reading this, I want to see if you think it was valuable enough to be left in. That's why I'm asking. So after I read this, you tell me if you think it was valuable, like they should have left it in or not. You judge for yourself how valuable this information could have been in your life had you have had it. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Hold on. I'm gonna tear up my book. Okay. All right. So it says, when I, Solomon, heard these things. Oh, I did that already. Okay. It says, now I became so joyful that I continually sang hymns of praise to the God of heaven and earth and glorified him. The next day I ordered the child to come to me, and I gave the seal to him. Then I said to him, at the moment that the demon appears to you, fling this ring into his chest and say to him, come, come, Solomon summons you. And come running back to me as fast as you can before he says anything that would frighten you. Now it happened that at his usual time, the pesky demon Orneus came like a flaming fire to take the little boy's pay. Now, LaDacia Williams put us on. I'm gonna get through this real quick. Put us on to a show called The Invisible City. And in The Invisible City, it was a dude that was walking around that everybody thought was normal, but then when he turned into his spirit self, he was fire. And he was running with his feet backwards. His feet was turned around backwards. And he ran, and his whole body was on fire. On Netflix. I probably need to go back and watch that again. My 2-year-old used to wake up screaming 2 to 3 times a night. My spouse said something was bothering the baby. It's true. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. In the show, they got this dude there. Yes. Okay, here we go. So we know that's a real thing. And a lot of cultures have a spirit, you know what I'm saying, that resembles him. Come on. Here we go. All right. Did I break it? I didn't. I don't know why I was doing that. Maybe I did. Well, damn. Circuit and broke the damn thing. Anyway, whatever. Okay. Uh, okay. It says now it happened that it. Oh, I read that already. Orneus came like a flaming fire to take the little boy's pay as was his custom. According to Solomon's, how many times have we knew we laid money down too and then that money was just gone? Anybody lost money that you know you shouldn't have lost because it was just right there and you never found that money? Set it down, turned around, and that money was gone. Put it in your pocket and it just wasn't there. And most times you'd be like, I must have been tired. Because where I know I laid this money at night too. I lose a lot of money at night. Well, I used to. You being set the money on your dresser, wake up, it's not there. You looking all over for it, thinking you put it in the car and all of that. Okay, well, spirit's been taking money. You said, I swear that has happened to me. Yeah. Well, here we go. It's right here. Listen, Orneus came like a flaming fire to take the little boy's pay. That's money, as was his custom. According to Solomon's instructions to him, the little boy flung the ring into the chest of the demon and said to him, "Come, Solomon summons you," and started to take off running to Solomon as fast as he could go. But the demon screamed and said to the little boy, "Why have you done this? Remove the ring and give it back to Solomon, and I shall give you all the silver and gold of the earth." But the little boy replied, as the Lord God of Israel lives, I will never withstand you if I do not deliver you to Solomon. Then the little boy went and spoke to Solomon. "King Solomon, I brought the demon to you, just as you had commanded me. Just as you commanded me. Sorry, y'all. Observe how he is standing bound in front of the gates outside, crying out with a great voice to give me all the silver and gold of the earth, so that I will not deliver him to you." Now, that's even spooky because a lot of stuff in Louisiana, they always be talking about the people that be walking on the outside of the gates, like them black gates, and the spirits be out there howling, or you don't answer if a spirit is outside your gate and all of that kind of stuff. And this is exactly what was going on. He was outside the gates of Jerusalem. So do me a favor. If you have a few moments, can you go 962? Can you go real quick and look up the gates of Jerusalem? My husband found $200 in front of our house last night. Two $100 bills coming in from work. If more people know this information, they will get the realism that nothing separates us from children. Yeah. I've been outside all damn day and I ain't seen nothing. You funny. Go look at the gates and imagine a demon that is manifested that you could see. Now, you do realize that the part of, and when Solomon was living, it was flying carpets, right? So if we were to put this in real terms, it would be, oh boy, Will Smith. I found some coins on my porch. I left them out there. I don't know if they fell from my purse or where. That part. Aladdin. Thank you. Aladdin. Oh, well, we get ready to get in here. Yeah. The gates are huge. Okay. So you seeing? You seeing? Okay. You think humans built those? Auntie, I don't know if Auntie Sin is in here or not. It's some people that's been to Jerusalem. Them blocks, people look like little bitty. Okay. Auntie, did you feel small next to the blocks at the Wailing Wall? Or the blocks around Jerusalem? They big. Like an ant. So do you think regular sized humans put those blocks there, Auntie? Because you was just there not even, 3 months ago? Ain't no human building that. Y'all see how little the people are compared to those blocks at the Wailing Wall and in Jerusalem? Y'all still think regular people built them? Put them there? Okay, I just want y'all to get a visual of the temple and how big people are. No equipment put them there. That's right. That's right. Come on. No way in the world Jerusalem folks have no giants built the city. Come on, Auntie. And who else? They know and will tell you so. Oh. So they will tell you that giants built Jerusalem. Who was Solomon's and David's best friend? What was his name? The demons. That's right. The demons also helped build it too. Not Goliath. Hiram Abiff. Hiram Abiff was Solomon and David's best friend, and Hiram Abiff was a giant. Hiram Abiff was a giant, and Hiram Abiff was Solomon and David's best friend. Just like Lot was running with old boy Yuval. And then Yuval, so Lot and Yuval was friends. Lot, Noah's, whatever, Lamech, not Lot, Lamech. Lamech, Noah's daddy, was friends with a giant, Yuval. Well, if you go and you read the book of Og, Yuval is a giant that fought with the king in the 100,000 Giant War. The name of the book, like the Testament of Solomon. You want to see the book? The rest of the Bible. Okay, so let's get this popping. Come on, because I want y'all to get into this. Okay. Oh shoot, I need to go put my brace on. Ooh, that just hurt. Okay. So it says, all right. When I heard these things, I, Solomon, got up from my throne and saw the demon shuddering and trembling with fear. And I said to him, who are you? What is your name? And the demon replied, I am called Orneus. And I said to him, tell me, in which sign of the zodiac do you reside? The demon replied, in Aquarius. I strangled those who reside in Aquarius, because their passion for women whose zodiacal sign is Virgo. Moreover, while in their passion for a woman, while in a trance, I undergo 3 transformations. This demon undergoes 3 transformations. Sometimes I am a man who craves the bodies of effeminate boys. I'm going to read that again. He goes through 3 transformations. The demon does. Sometimes he is, I'm going to read it again. I'm going to let y'all read it with your own eyes. Matter of fact, let's do that. That's more believable, because you might think I'm trying to lie to you. So let's just turn the light over this way. It says, sometimes I am a man who craves the bodies of effeminate boys, and when I touch them, they suffer great pain. Can anybody tell me what the word effeminate means? Sometimes I am a man. Y'all see it right here? What's the definition? Don't put what you think. What's the definition? What is the definition of effeminate man or effeminate boy? The Webster's definition. No. I don't want you to put, we don't put slurs. What is the definition? It says feminine ways. He said, oh my God, my dad is an Aquarius, my mom is a Virgo, and both of my brothers are gay. Wow. Having feminine qualities untypical of a man, not manly in appearance or manner. So spirits. It didn't say I pray on effeminate men. It says the first transformation, the first people of the human race that I attack is the man that's going to make the babies. This same demon was not attacking a boy, a girl. And he was sucking the life out of the man, out of the little boy. But the first transformation situation that he went into was causing that little boy pain. Now, how could we do that? Sodomy? Because that's going to cause pain to a little boy. And this is why we talk about what men can't talk about here. Brothers, you safe here. Because I understand what's been attacking you since before. I'm not going to laugh at you because I understand that when the Bible said it's going to be enmity between your seed and his seed, if he attacked the man first, ain't no kids going to be born. It ain't going to be no more people without a male seed. You need a woman to carry it, but you need that man to lay that seed down. So it's not crazy that he attacked the little boy first and caused him pain in his rectum to where he don't never want a woman no more, which means ain't no babies coming up out of there, buddy. It ain't about who you want to love. It's about what the enemy's goal is. This is why a lot of men are angry, because they was kidnapped and didn't tell nobody and abused. Somebody drug them in the house because feels like boys can walk by themselves. He'll be all right. He a boy. No, he ain't, because you don't even know that every time he walk down there past that man is snatching him behind his house. But because he a boy and he all puffed up, he puffed up because don't nobody care about what's happening to him. And some of these husbands cannot tell their wives in confidence and in a safe space, listen, I was abused by a man, and sometimes when I go to sleep, I still see them images in my mind. It's not that I want to be with a man. It's not that I crave that, he said, but sometimes my body reacts to something I don't want to see, to something I don't want my body, but my body betrayed me. And how I know it's true is because, well, muscle memory. My body betrays me. Come on now. It's a real thing. But they can't, come on, in confusion. Come on now. And the devil will keep replaying that in your mind. So what you pray before you go to bed. Listen, I was abused as a kid. So once, the reason predators already know the abused ones is because it's familiar spirits. So this is why a kid just continually gets abused. It's like the abusers know exactly who they are. That's true. Because the predator spirit is already in the person and they can see you. They know you. They smell you, okay? So this is why you have to anoint your kids before you go to sleep, because it starts in the spirit, in their mind first. Demons can touch you in your sleep, if they do. Incubus and succubus and the like, they touch your kids too. Because if I get it implanted in you, the spirit of lust and perversion and things as a child, that seed is just going to grow and it's going to get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. My husband told me the truth. Come on. And he could be free with you. It's a lot of men that's angry because they can't be free and tell what happened to them. They would not be angry. They would not be in jail if somebody would have listened and asked, who hurt you? Now, we ain't even got all the way through this book. Y'all don't think this should have been in the Bible? It used to be in the holy books. Who think it's valuable? Did you just learn something? You know, to protect your boy. I don't care if you got to put olive oil, blessed oil, and God, protect my son. Protect my daughter. Because the enemy will start using your baby as soon as they can. Y'all ain't never caught two little 2-year-olds or 3-year-olds hunching. Like, what is you doing? Get up. Trying to sneak and kiss. Sometimes they haven't been touched by a person. Sometimes they've been touched by a spirit. And when you want to address the issues that happen to you, that spirit gets to stay there. So when you go to sleep, it gets to go torment your baby. I know everybody didn't woke up with the tingle as a kid. I'm not the only one. I didn't talk to other people. You don't even know why your body is doing what you only like 8 or 9. You're like, what is this? Who knew it was a spirit playing with you? But you can't talk about this in church, so we're going to talk about it over here in school. We going to call it paranormal studies. As an adult, it still happens. And do. Pray over your house. Watch what you're putting in your eyes. Go through your house. It might be something like when you. Okay, so CERCA gonna tell you. I normally don't keep stuff that people like. If I date you, if you give me something, I normally don't keep it because spirits can attach to things. So if you still keeping a shirt or this or that from a person that you had a sexual relationship with, and God is trying to break that soul tie, it don't have to break as long as you still got that stuff. You don't cast out demons. You have to go to a person that can do it and make sure they know what they're doing. I have 4 boys standing outside the bathroom and the door. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you don't cast out demons. You start asking God what you need to do. Don't go to demons are serious, and just like in the movies, they're real strong and they will hurt you and embarrass you real, real good. Tell all your business that you thought was hidden in secret, honey. Yeah. See, y'all still don't think this should have been in the Bible. We ain't even got down through here yet. Come on, let's go. That's just dealing with that. That's only one transformation that this. I will. It's on one of my old things. You just go back through. I'm not gonna do it right now because I'm in the middle of something. But if you go back through some of my last videos, it's probably on there in the last couple of weeks. Here we go. Let's get it going. All right. Mm-hmm. Okay, go back a little bit. So it says in Aquarius, I strangle those who reside in Aquarius because of their passions for women whose zodiacal sign is Virgo. Moreover, while in a trance, I go under 3. Oh my God. Oh my God. He said, while in a trance, he goes and he touches effeminate boys and causes them pain. How many of the people say, I don't know, it's just something that comes over me. It's not something I want to do. I don't even remember doing it. When I came to, this is why a lot of them, when they abuse people or they do that, they unalive them because when they snap back in themselves, they don't even want to be associated with it. Because that spirit possesses them and, ooh, they black out. And they panic. Oh my God. Okay, come on. Here we go. So that's the first transformation. He says, sometimes I'm a man who craves the bodies of effeminate boys, and when I touch them, they suffer great pain. Sometimes I become a creature with wings, flying up to the heavenly regions. And finally, I assume the appearance of a lion. In addition, I am descended from an archangel of the power of God. Oh, I am descended. I'm sorry. Okay. So it says, when I, Solomon, heard the archangel's name mentioned, I honored and glorified the God of heaven and earth. After I sealed the demon with my seal, I ordered him to put into the stone quarry to cut for the temple stones, which had been transported by way of the Arabian Sea. I'm going to read that again. I ordered him into the stone quarry to cut for the temple stones which had been transported by way of the Arabian Sea. The stones that you were standing next to feeling like an ant, auntie? Them stones that you said, and they keep saying the pyramids and everything. We don't know how them pyramids was built because certain ones, you can't even stick a human hair in between there. They said we can't even figure out what they used to cut them so precisely because they didn't. The demons did. That's why they still can't figure it out. Still can't move them. They didn't want y'all to know. Okay, here we go. It says, but being terrified to touch iron, he said to me, I beg you, King Solomon, let me have a measure of freedom, and I shall bring up all the demons. Since he did not want to be subject to me, and I prayed that the archangel Uriel would come to help me. And immediately I saw the archangel Uriel descending to me from heaven. Now look at that. God gave Solomon a ring from Michael. Okay? Michael then left. Now the demons is coming forward. But Solomon, in all his wisdom, realized, this supernatural thing right here, I need some extra help. I need some reinforcements. I'm about to be calling these demons up, and I ain't never dealt with them. So let me ask God to send me a warrior angel just in case they step out of line. He could have been cocky and said, man, I already got a ring. I don't need nobody else. God could, he said, oh no, this is above my pay grade. Hold up. I got this ring, but I need reinforcements. I ain't never dealt with no demon like that. He had enough wisdom to know you need somebody else because you about to be dealing with forces you ain't never seen before. And this is the wisest man on the planet until today. He said, where's my backup? Hold up a minute. Okay, here we go. Why do we keep doing that? All right. Okay, so it says the angel commanded sea monsters. I'm going to read that again. The angel commanded sea monsters to arise out of the sea, and he withered up their species and cast his fate to the ground. In the same way, he also subjected the great demon Orneus to cut stones to bring to completion the construction of the temple which I, Solomon, was in the process of building. It just makes me think about where are ya? Right? But hold on. Say that. The giant snakes that we see, the giant petrified snakes, that's what I was looking for. That's a brain. Petrified brain. Y'all see the man. It's a petrified brain. And that brain would easily fit in somebody's head that's this big. Right? Easily. I was looking for my snakes. That's in my other book. Now, this Iraq, this is the old name for Iraq. Iraq. If you go look who lived here, Eridu, Akkad, Nineveh, it was all giants. Iraq. Iraq. Right? So then if I go see this big old giant hand looking like that's where the flood happened, because I know that's where it happened, and it tells me in this book and in the Bible that giants lived in Iraq, do I really think that this is a sculpted hand? Is this really sculpted? No. Because the Bible says that in Uruk, that is where the giants lived. It's not sculpted. It's real. Because Uruk in Uruk is the same place. What are the other monolithic structures? Well, in Iraq. Because Nimrod was a Nephilim, and he started most of those cities. Okay? Just like they helped build Jerusalem. Yeah. Ooh, excuse me. Here we go. Now let's get back to this. So, All right. Again, I glorified the God of heaven and earth and commanded Orneus to come near according to his fate. Then I gave him the seal and said, go and bring here to me the prince of demons. Orneus, the demon, brings Beelzebub, the prince of demons, to Solomon with the help of the magical ring. So Orneus took the ring and went to Beelzebub and said to him, come, Solomon summoned you. But Beelzebub said to him, tell me who is the Solomon of whom you speak. And then Orneus flung the ring into the chest of Beelzebub and replied, Solomon the king summoned you. Beelzebub cried out like one who is burned from a great burning flame of fire. And when he had gotten up, he followed Orneus under coercion and came to me. And when I saw the prince of demons approaching, I glorified God and said, blessed are you, Lord God Almighty, who has granted to your servant Solomon wisdom, the attendant of your thrones. I'm about to pinch my own damn self. Thrones are a type of angels. Thrones are a freaking type of angel. Remember? Yes, in astronomical Enoch, remember the thrones are a type of angel. As many times as I didn't see that, I just realized that he was talking about angels right there. You granted me the attendance of your thrones. The thrones are a type of angels. Remember? Hmm. Mm-hmm. Because he talked about the ruler of the settled orders. Hold on, y'all. Let me see if I can find it real quick. 12 animals. Boom, boom, boom. I don't know where it is right now. But anyway, it's in there. We'll go look for it another day. It's in there. The thrones are angels, right? So I just realized Ophanim is an angel as well. Seraphim, Ophanim, there's so many different type of angels. Game of Thrones has the dragon in it, and the dragons are seraphim, fiery winged serpents, aka dragons. they was able to mate with the reptilian, with the rep. I needed just a break for like 2 seconds. I gotta go get a mid break on that one. Oh my freaking god! Do you realize that makes sense as to why that some of the angels mated with the reptiles? And why the dragons all of a sudden, I mean the lizards, the reptiles could blow fire. Because a third of each class of angels fell. A third of each, and I couldn't figure out why would they want to mate, because if they're the fiery serpents, it makes sense that that would be the animal that they would do the bestiality with. And then, you have the bird-like angels as well. Where is my book? So Solomon had the thrones, the type of angels that were the throne. Game of Thrones. We know in Enoch. Oh my God. God. There was thrones that fell. The iron throne, this throne, the dragon throne. Hold up. The game of the angels? The game of thrones? Thrones are a type of angels. These angels ruled over people, and everybody wanted to be on the throne. This is important because after Michael and Uriel and them went to God and said, you see what Azazel has done, him and his homeboys, and came down here, cracked these girls' backs, and now it's giants running around, it's monsters, it's all of this. And God made them fight against each other until they killed all of them off. They killed each other off. This is what 100,000 giant wars come from, and the giant wars come from. The excuse me. The demigod wars, the titan wars. Oh my God. So God allowed the throne angels, not only, so 2 archangels came to visit him, but it's looking like Uriel brought the thrones with him to protect him from these spirits, or to make the spirits do whatever they was going to do. But the fact that they call that book Game of Thrones, and we know for a fact that it's in the book of Og, the dragon siblings and the whole war from the cold lands, they even, the way that they even worded to the gods, the old gods and the new, is exactly how it's worded in the book of Og. And does anybody remember the Nephilim that was on Game of Thrones? Do you realize how massive he was compared to everybody else? If you watch Game of Thrones, you remember the big dude? And the dude was like one of the wildlings, remember? Yep. Jon Snow. That is the Nephilim compared to us. So then, okay, now, so all the people that's been here, and when I show this, people be like, oh, yeah. Tell me this don't make this make more sense when you see it now, because you've seen that on there. So this will make more sense now. Ain't this about how it was when Jon Snow went over there to the wildlings? You see her head is at his knees. And she's standing on his feet. Now, let's get a good view of how it really looks if we could see all of him. These is real people. Those are regular 6-foot size people. That's a person, and this man is on a horse. He's on a horse. These people are walking, but this guy is on a horse. You see the different size people? These are humans. They look like ants compared to this size person. As you can see, there's a whole face there. There's the body. And then there's these extra large people right here. And then there's these little bitty people right here. And this is not a painting. Like this is, these things are still in Egypt right now. So when the Bible says that the two spies went into Canaan or wherever they was going, and Joshua and them said, we look like grasshoppers to them, and they see us as grasshoppers. Don't that look like a grasshopper? This would be an ad. Right. This is what the Bible said. He said, we look like grasshoppers. If this man stood up, they would look like grasshoppers. But you see, it's it's three different sizes of people. Because these people are not even the size of this man's head that's standing by the man that's sitting. And they still look like grasshoppers. Can I ask you a question? Have you watched Harry Potter? I mean, not Harry Potter. Have you watched Percy Jackson? Anybody watch Percy Jackson? When Percy went up there and his parents was in a rare form and the guys was in a rare form, wasn't this exactly the size? They had to shrink themselves. Okay. So when Israel was having to fight those other parties, the Egyptians, they were this big, and some of the Israelites were that big. So when God said, don't be scared, even if they weren't these guys, they were these guys. And this is a whole human man. You see his turban? This is a regular 5'6" man right here. This ain't even bigger than this dude's head. You said we gonna win. What, God? Nah, we just gonna bow down to them. This is why God used to send the angels. This is why God used to send the angels to fight for Israel. And this is why God used to say, why is you scared of them? They like, do you see them? What's the scripture where it says, we look like grasshoppers? Ain't Numbers 13? Well, at that time they was fighting for Israel. It was not mankind that they was fighting for. It was Israel. Jerusalem. The 12 tribes was fighting against all of those giants. When you go and you read in the beginning of the Bible and the Rephites and the Zamzumans and all of those people, all of them wars was those guys. Because when the giants came down, they started multiplying like rabbits. But they weren't only making giant people. They were making giant birds, giant lizards, giant snakes, giant everything. Same thing said about the sons of Anak. Exactly. The Anakim. That's what I'm talking about. Yep, Numbers 13 and 33. It says, we went over there, and they see us as grasshoppers, and we see them as such. And that is a right depiction of what that meant back then. Okay? This is why they still can't move none of the blocks in Jerusalem, because they weren't built by human hands. You hear me? And let me show you. Ezekiel. Each of the four had the face of a human being on the right side. Each had the face of a lion, and on the left, the face of an ox. Each also had the face of an eagle. Boom. This is something that God created. So when you see them making chimeras, they was trying to do this, but it didn't work out. Literally creating heaven on earth. So the fallen angels chimeras, They was trying to do this kind of stuff because this is what they saw walking around in heaven, because God created this. The gods of Egypt were fallen angels. They were. And their children ruled over. And the first sorcerers were their wives. They taught them magic. Tower tribes, Anakim, Nephilim, Rephaim. Come on. Yep. And that's how we got these guys. So look. If a third of all angels fell, that's a seraphim. If a third of all angels fell, okay? See, that kind of looks humanoid a little bit. And you see that glow around the back of his head? You see that in Christianity and in Egypt. That glow kind of tells something about them. That rounded sun thing comes from somewhere. The reason that they worship that. But if they were making humans, he got a couple wings there. And he has human fingers. And this guy has human fingers and wings as well. Right? These were not masks. These are not masks. They're not. They are not masks. They are the product of miscegenation, the mixing of the species. And these, no, I'm not an Anunnaki hybrid, but what I was getting ready to say was, if you study your genetic disorders, this guy is the father of the folks that have the genetic disorder, sickle syndrome. If you go look up sickle syndrome right now, the people's faces and their, what's the name? It looks exactly like that. Their jaw, their nose, everything. And sickle syndrome is called bird syndrome. Hypertrichosis is called werewolf syndrome. Cyrinomylia, where the legs fuse together, mermaid syndrome. Polydactyly, syndactyly, webbed feet and fingers. So, what the Bible says about the angels, the giants, them mating with the humans, what they say on y'all ancient aliens, happened in the seventh generation from Adam in the days of Jared. A lot of people don't, they miss that in Genesis, it tells you all of this. Genesis 6, the sons of God came down, they saw that the daughters of, it said when men began to multiply, and they had daughters, the sons of God saw the daughters of men. It was already men, 7 generations of regular men. The sons of God saw them, mated with them, took wives, all that they chose. And then it was giants right after that. And then the earth had to be flooded. A lot of people don't know that the reason that the earth had to be flooded is because it was beings that was 450 feet tall walking around. And that's why God flooded the earth to 33,000 feet, 3,000 feet above the highest peak, because they could fly. You can't fly for 40 days and 40 nights, though, without stopping and being able to put down nowhere. Four hundred 50 feet, you could climb, you jump, you over mountains and whatnot. Okay, Will, my daddy said, ain't gonna be nowhere to get down, sit down at. You can fly for 40 days and through the torrential rains and it's pouring. I got geysers coming up out of the ground. And what y'all don't know is the water that came up out of the ground was not cold, it was hot. Like a geyser. He said the 7 foundations opened up, that water was boiling. Or damn near boiling. That's why they was petrified, flash frozen, flash boiled, parboiled. And then the dirt came on and did its thing. So there you go. It's like dehydrated. They was like dehydrated real quick. Like flash dehydrated. Yeah. You said y'all gonna make me rewatch. You already know. Somebody just asked me about a rewatch over here. Everything, y'all. Anybody that don't know, we got over 770 videos on YouTube under the live tab, CERCA TROVA 22. So if you want to study more about this is interesting to you, either eyes have been open, we got classes over there. And then that's an easy way for you to get my book list because I don't have one. Yep. So CERCA TROVA 22 on YouTube. CERCA TROVA 22 on YouTube. So all those tall mountains we have are giants. I'm going to show you. Yes, they are. I just had to look and put it in. What did I do with it? Did I put it back? Oh no, it's over here. What you think? What you think? Maybe. Maybe. Yeah. And they, maybe. Maybe. Maybe he just got tired and laid down. Maybe. Maybe she just got tired of trying to fight and just sunk on down to the bottom of the. Maybe. Flash frozen. That showed him look like a sleeping lady to me. You got to think the giants were not all human. So we don't know what their genetic makeup is as to why God used the hot water and then cold water. Okay, so even this book talks about the book. Look, the last prophet of the Bible, the Enoch, the Ethiopian. Boom. And what's it say? And it came to pass when the children of men had multiplied in those days that there were born unto them beautiful and comely daughters. And the angels, the children of heaven, saw and lusted after them and said one to another, come and let us choose wives from among men and beget children. And some Yahweh, who was their leader, said unto them, I will fear not. Indeed, we agree to do this thing. And Mount Hermon is where they did this. Mount Hermon is 2,814 meters above sea level in between Syria and Lebanon. Oh. Where's all the giant bones and stuff? In the ancient Mesopotamian region. Syria, Turkey, Iraq, Jerusalem, and the like. Oh. 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 The tallest ones were 450 feet tall. They were all different sizes. And we know that Solomon had just called the sea monsters out onto land. Right. Another good book to get, and then I'm about to go eat, y'all. It's this, because we'll be going through all these books all day. And this is going to be, if you live in America and you can get to these places, or North America, listen, right here. What happened? The Bible says there's giants before and after. It never said that the fallen angels, all that fallen angels was gone. And somebody on the boat was a giant. We know that. Look. Prehistoric. A monster skeleton unearthed in Noble Township in Huntington, Indiana. December 2nd, 1895. Another one in 1912. 50 Nephilim giant tombs discovered in Jeffersonville, Indiana. And St. Louis Globe Democrat. That's who reported it. Some in 1899. And these are all over. All y'all states is in here. And some of these places are still there. Mounds that we used to go sliding up and down and sledding up and down in the wintertime. Your mom was just in Huntington this morning. Go on and get your book. 1935, 1892, Arizona Republic. There were giants in those days. They telling you where they found them. Stoughton Park, Wheeling, West Virginia. What is this? 1916, Marion County. They all over though. Virginia, Florida. You say, I got my book and I'm ready. What is that? A cone head from 1886 in Alabama, 1923. Wisconsin, mound open. Skeleton found of a man over 9 feet with enormous skull in 1897. 1912, 5 bodies of ancient race near La Crosse, Wisconsin. It's right in your face if you want it. Giant corpses, basically. So these the ancient doors and ferries where they found their bodies at in Ohio, West Virginia. I believe West Virginia because West Virginia, they always talking about the hills of West Virginia. Always that there's some other stuff over there. Giant Neanderthal hybrids in North America. They found them in California, Utah, Ohio, West Virginia, Indiana, Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Illinois, Iowa, Nebraska, Kansas, Missouri, Labrador, New York, New Jersey, Maryland, Pennsylvania, Florida, Alabama, and Louisiana. Giants with double rows of teeth. Where did they find them? Vermont, New Hampshire. And they say that double rows of teeth is a genetic disorder. Well, not if your peoples used to be giants. It just shows that you come from their line, just like 6 fingers and 6 toes. Yeah. Yeah. So the information is around if you want it. I'm about to go find me some chicken. We'll come back and read the rest of this later. 6 fingers and 6 toes. The men of Gath has 6 fingers and 6 toes. It was a race of giants. Oh, look. Real quick. See this? The Nephilim, Genesis 6 and 4. The Nephilim were on earth in those days and afterward, when the sons of God went into the daughters of humans and had children by them. They were heroes of old, mighty men of renown. And what's it say right here? In the early days of human history, stories spread about men who were bigger, stronger and braver than all others. Heroes of old, men of renown, the Nephilim were set apart from ordinary people. Some versions of the scripture translate the word Nephilim as giants. Those with supernatural bloodlines found fame on the battlefield. They were who? The conquistadors. Now, the conquerors. They seized control of the best territory. They were the champions and they brought glory to the king and the country. They were also the rulers, and they made a name for themselves among emerging nations. Hmm. 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 And come on. Two other people that's mentioned there. Here's one. Look at, in still another battle, which took place at Gath, there was a huge man with 6 fingers on each hand and 6 toes on each foot, 24 in all. He also was a descendant of Rapha. Rapha is King Og. Remember, I just told you about Og was fighting, and this is where they got the Game of Thrones, the last Rephite king. Okay? Okay, you see it? They had supernatural bloodlines, 6 fingers and 6 toes. And I just did a video with a guy that lives in I think Kenya right now. He has 6 fingers on each hand, and he used them. Different giants were different heights. The tallest were 450 feet tall. Yeah, yeah. It's a whole bunch of them, but we got plenty of classes about the different kinds and all of that over on YouTube. I'm about to go find me some food. The movie Troll, though, or the show Troll, or that video Troll, or whatever, the movie is a good depiction of how big they were, and they show you what they be hiding under these big old churches and stuff. It's a good movie to watch. You see? Oh, you hold on. Okay. Kinda Kim, did y'all hear what she said? She did photography, and she said more babies are born with 6 fingers and 6 toes than you think. And I learned this a few years ago from my daughter. My daughter said, "Mom, it's scientifically proven that there are more people born with 6 fingers and 6 toes than 5. It's actually more common for you to be. It's less common for you to be born with just 5. But they cut them off, and they call them an extra a growth, so that you don't know that the Bible was real. But we did a video with a gentleman just a couple weeks ago, and literally, it's real. Solely from giant DNA. Yep. They cut off tails too. They do vestigial tails. They also cut off subcutaneous horns. You can look that up. That's a abnormal growth, that bone growth. No, it's horns because there was pans of running around here, satyrs, and they mated with humans. You believe that there's a universal law that cannot show us the truth somehow? No, we just choose to be blinded, and we choose to. If somebody tell us it's fake, then we just don't believe it instead of going to search for ourselves. Yeah, I'm about to go eat though, y'all. And probably lay down and take me. Been up since early. If you're new here, we have a ton of videos on YouTube with all of this stuff. We've been talking about this stuff for 2 years. The Nephilim, the giants, we break down the science of it all. We break down the time histories with the migration, where everybody went, the wars. It's all over there. If you enjoyed the book of the Testament of Solomon, I'll come back and read that this evening sometime. And we can finish that because that's what we were supposed to. But we always end up over here. We always end up right back here. Like, I cannot get away from this. Never fails. So, with that, I love y'all. I'm about to go eat because I'm hungry. Thank you. So if you like this class, y'all, we have more under our live tab on YouTube. Like pre-recorded, the classes be like 3 hours. Because this one's right at, we working on 3 hours and 30 minutes right now. If I don't get off here in about 31 minutes, 29 minutes, we'll be on here for 3 hours. So it's plenty of 3 hour and longer classes over there. You can look at my books as I'm lifting them up. You can see all of that. They all over there. But they're under the live tab. Don't go under the regular. You got to go under the live tab or you won't see them. See you later, Justice. I love y'all. I'm going to go fry me some chicken and eat it with some hot sauce. I love y'all. See y'all later.